गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. Master, please let us receive the influx of the Pancha Prana into our system, that we may resist disease, decay and death, realize the pure love, the highest truth and the bliss of existence, and serve humanity according to their plan. Master C. V. Namaskar. Hari Om. Shanno Mitrasyam Varunaha Shanno Bhavatvariyama Shanno Indra Brahaspatihi Shanno Vishnurrukramaha Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Pratam Vadishyami Satyam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadvaktaramavatu Avatu Mam Avatu Vaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Good morning everybody.
Morning.
And from today onwards, for 1 month, from August 21st to September 21st, we call it the sign Virgo. And many times I explained to you how to meditate the 12 signs in the 12 parts of our body, and how to meditate that, how to breathe, how to purify that particular sign, how to invoke the blessings of that particular sign, how to get the energies from that sign, from all the 12 signs. I explained to you many times, and maybe before last month, if I am right, I explained to you very clearly. I don't know whether you are practicing it or not, but it is very, very important in the line of the masters. Why it is important? Because in so many schools of yoga or in the ashrams, they deal with the 7 chakras, and they deal with the breathings, and they deal with the mantras, and they deal with the meditations, and they do a lot of things. Whatever you do, you will become the central point in that. What we practice, suppose if you practice 1 million times or 2 million times, what we learn in the ashrams, when you do some mantra, your kundalini will be awakened, or one particular chakra will be awakened, and you will have a lot of experience and practices, and you will have a lot of things in your life. In any practice, in any school of yoga, they focus on our personal practice side, and like the professional management courses, we call it as a spiritual management courses. How to excel yourself and how to grow yourself spiritually, and how to get more energy from the space. In everything, we get the teaching like we should get something out of something, either from the sun or from the planets, or from the science, or from the practices, or from the mantra. Generally, what the people they focus, it is something for the betterment of an individual. There is a vast difference is there between the teachings of the great masters and teachings of the teachers. There's a lot of differences there. That's why there are in the practices, we find the people in 2 categories. One category is called the mystics. second category is called the occultist. Mystic is a different word. Occultist is a different word. Who is a mystic? What is there outside? What is there in the entire universe? It is there in you also. That is the teaching of a mystic. Suppose the God consciousness, it pervades throughout the universe. From that oneness, many things will come down, the creation will come down, all the signs will come down, all the planets will come down, all the stars will come down, our earth will be created and we will be created. And he will also be there inside of us. So what the teachers, what the gurus say, you have to realize that. You have to realize that the I am in our side. That is the mystic type of teaching, mystic side of practicing the things. To put it in a simple way, what they will say, whatever is there outside, it is in you only. If you realize yourself what you are, or if you realize yourself who I am, then you can find everything else. This is the mystic side of teaching. Most of the people, they follow this path. What is the occult side of teaching? Both are, the purpose is the same, the goal is the same, the approach is different. For example, some river is there in the north, some river is there in the west, another river is there, and in the south, some other river is there. In many directions, you find so many rivers, and finally, all the rivers from all the directions, they have to go and merge in the ocean. There is no other go. 100 rivers are there in a country, or 60 rivers are there in a country. In many directions, they flow in different directions. But finally, they have to merge. They have to become one with the ocean. Whether it is a mystic line, or an occultist line, or with tapas, or with mantra, or with meditation, or anything. Final thing is to reach the goal. What is the goal? To reach the God? No. To realize ourselves as I am. That is the final goal. So, when you take a spiritual path, depends upon our evolution, where we are standing in the evolution, we select a path. We select a guru. And we will develop a total surrender with him, and we develop the path, what he initiates us and what he explained to us. Some people like some gurus, some people like some other guru, some people like some other guru. Why? Because the frequency between that guru and this disciple, when the two come to a point, when the two match, and they develop an interest in the teaching and in that particular guru. But the goal is the one. Now I am explaining you about the occult type of occult practices. I explained to you about the mystic thing, and I explained to you now about the occult thing. What is occultism means? In the mysticism, we try to understand ourselves. What is there inside? What is the heart? What are the chakras? What are the nadis? What is I am inside? What is your brain? What is your mind? All these things we should try to understand about ourselves. That is the mystic side of understanding. Occultism means we reach our earth, how it is going on its own without any support. What is the solar system? What about the planets? Who created them? Why we call sun as the center of the solar system? How many solar systems are there in the universe? Is there any count? Is there anybody to count the edges of the space? Not possible. There is no boundaries. How the creation has come into existence? What about the devas? How they are functioning in the nature? How they are functioning in the universe? How they are functioning in the solar system? How they are functioning in ourselves also. If you try to understand this, you have to come out of you and you have to permeate into the solar system. First of all, you have to permeate into our earth, because we are the earth-born people. We have to understand the 5 elements. We have to understand the 5 elements inside. We have to understand the five elements outside, how to correlate these five elements outside and the five elements inside, how to take the training of it, how to balance them inside and how to balance them outside. What is the Earth Kundalini, and then how Earth has come into existence, how all the planets has come into existence, how the sun has come into existence first, and then about other solar, what about the Great Bear, the 7 suns in the Great Bear, how the 7 suns in the Great Bear give training to our sun. Our sun is a disciple of the 7 suns who are there in the Great Bear, the 7 suns, the 7 stars. Who is the master to the 7 stars? If you go to the pole star, he is the master to the 7 stars. They also go around some other big sun. We cannot see them. Like that, there are millions and millions of solar systems. If you try to understand them, then also we will come to a point. All these things came into existence only from one source. That is what we call the God consciousness. That's it. It is like a zero. No, zero is not the right word. It is like a zero, for example. Then come one, the first consciousness awakened. That is the sun consciousness. That is what we call I am. From the one, it will become 2, the male and female principles. 2, third will come. That is the next generation. A male and female, they give birth to a child, a baby, will become 3. It will become a triangle. Then it will become 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then 10. 1 is the God consciousness and 0 is the nature. 1 is the male consciousness and 0 is the female consciousness. 1, 0. With the 9, the numbers will be over. Then come to 1 besides 0. This is how to understand the occult side of spiritual step. What we call the masters of the Himalayas, whether Master Moria, Master Kuthumi, Master Jwalkul, Madam Blavatsky, whoever we call, I used to mention all these names in our classes. They're all come under the occult path. Occult path means first we have to understand ourselves, understand what is there inside. It is called occult anatomy. We can also call it as inner government of the world. It is inner government of the world. We have to understand first, and then we have to understand I am not just an individual. I am not just a single person. I am the part of the whole universe. I am the part of the whole universe. The way the planets are influencing us, we can also influence the planets the reverse way. When in the evolution, when you go to that step, the way the planets influence us, the human also can influence the planets. This is what we learn in Indian scriptures. If you read the Indian scriptures, you will be surprised to know the angels, devas, when they have the fight with the demons, when they were defeated, they used to come to the earth to take the help of the kings. Devas are in the heaven, in the upper levels. In the evolution, they are higher than all the angels and the devas. They are higher than the human evolution. This is called the Deva kingdom. There are stories in the Indian scriptures when the angels are defeated by the demons. They used to come to the earth to take the help of the kings who are living on the earth. They used to invite them, take them to the heavens to fight against the demons, to protect the devas. You cannot believe that. What we believe, the human kingdom, the mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom, the animal kingdom, and then come to our human kingdom. After the human kingdom, when we evolve, we have to evolve into the Deva kingdom. Devas means nothing but they are the intelligences, they are the principles in the universe. The fire is the angel. The principle of the fire is the heat. Water is the angel. See, it's a different dimension. I am not going to that. What I am going to tell you, the human birth is not a small birth. All the time we try to focus on one thing. Lot of karma is there, and we are suffering with lot of karma. We have to get it out. You have to get rid of that karma, and you have to free from karma. What I have to do to be free from our past karma? What about the previous birth? What about this birth? What about all the human problems? All the time we focus on that. That means we are trying to belittle ourselves, or like living in a prison or in a cage or in a cave, because we can't understand that we are also the spark of the one consciousness or the God consciousness. The purpose of the spiritual practices, the spiritual training is to realize ourselves as the God consciousness. That's it. Nothing else. In between, we go through so many practices, this and that and that and that and that and that. That's why Master E.K. always says, do the practice without any expectations. If you want to chant any mantra, don't count. Chant mantra means you have to become one with the mantra. That's it. When you count the chanting, you meditate only the number, not the energy of the mantra. If you want to meditate and try to be with yourself, this is the highest technique of meditation. When you close your eyes, you realize yourself as I am consciousness and try to be with that consciousness. It will take 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years. So don't mind about it. There are no shortcuts in the occult training. There is no shortcuts in the real spiritual stuff. There are no shortcuts. All the yoga, what we will understand. What we will do in the yoga, if you do the asanas or exercises, it will give a strength to your physical body. If you do the pranayamas, breathing practices, it will give the strength to the vital body. The prana help you to strengthen your lungs, strengthen your heart, purify the nadi system, nervous system. If we do the meditation, it will strengthen your mind. It will develop your mind to focus on certain thing without any distraction. It goes like that. It is a compartmental training, what we say. It is good. We need a physical health. We need a good prana, good life force. We need a very strong mind. We need a very strong will. We need a discrimination to decide the things, to fix up our priorities in the life. What is good for our life? What is not good for our life? How long we have to do it? Where we have to stop it? Whether to do it or not do it. If we wanted to do, how long I have to do? Either any stop for it. All these things come to us by the discrimination, by our buddhi. So all these things are important, but the final step is to realize ourselves as the God consciousness or the I am in us. This is the way where the occultists they will go. Why I am telling you this is, why all the time I explain to you about these planets and the signs and the stars and the 7 planes inside and outside. Why? Because this is the syllabus of an occultist. This is the syllabus of an occultist. So there are 2 important things. Once I asked Master E.K., tell me the best meditation in the life. If you tell me the meditation, that should be the last one. There should be no second after this meditation. Then he said, there are only 2 meditations. What about the other thousands of the meditations? See, they are good. So they're not a problem. They are all very good. But you are asking me the final ones. I am telling you the 2 final ones, and I will tell you the final one. After 2 semi-finals, I will tell you the final one. 2 semi-finals and the final one. But he said, in every school, the school means in spiritual, this school, everybody tells you that in you there is a God consciousness. In you there is a God consciousness. What is there outside, what is permeated the entire universe is also there in you as his spark, a jiva, a soul. You have to realize that you are a soul. Close your eyes go inside and go inside and go inside. There are so many layers are there, and clear off one layer, second, third, fourth, fifth, like that. At the seventh plane, you will realize yourself as I am. That is the one path. Then some masters, they declare themselves as I am the God. Jesus said, I am the way, I am the path. He's right. Moses said, what is your name? I am that I am. I am that I am. This is the name of the God. I am is the name of the God. That's it. You have to realize yourself as that I am, not our I am. Our I am means I am Indian, you are Scottish, and she is Swiss, she is some other country. This is a small I am. That is not, already we know that. We have to realize ourselves as not small I am, not false I am. We have to realize ourselves as the big I am, the God consciousness. This is the thing everybody knows. Everybody initiate us into that practice. The second thing is, I used to repeat the sentence. If now you remember what I am telling. In Him we move. In Him we live. In Him we move. In Him we have our being. In Him we live, we move, and have our being. This is the sentence. In Him we live, we move, and have our being. This is the second one. First one is, He is residing in us. He is staying in us. As I am, we have to realize that. The second one is, we are in Him. We are means you, me, he, she, all the creatures, all the planets, all the signs, all the stars, millions of the stars, from the small mosquito. From a small mosquito, from a small atom, the highest point of evolution, something is there. Everything is there in him. Two types of meditations. The best meditations is, one is, he is residing in you as I am in you. You have to reach him, to realize him as I am. Second one is to meditate as if we are all staying in him. Out of these two, which is the best one? Mystic training, they will take up the first one. The occultist, he will take up the second one. Why? Because if I realize myself as I am, for example, if I am on the way, I feel like I am a master to all of you. That's it. And there is a possibility for the ego to come into the picture. Always there is a possibility the ego come into the picture, because we feel like we are realized souls. We feel like we are so advanced in the practices. We feel like we know so many things. We feel like others are not up to the mark. We feel like they have to take proper training and they are not doing very well. They are not practicing very well. We try to put the marks to others. That means, again, there is a chance to go back into the illusion, to go back into the ego, to go back into the self-centeredness. Always there is a problem there, unless you are highly evolved. The second step, there is nothing like comparison, because we are all together living in him. That's it. This is the purpose of the practice of occultism. This is what masters teach us, to go in this way. So it is an attitude. Is it enough? No. It is not enough. Why it is not enough? It is a philosophy. You can also repeat the same thing to other people. Then what happens? When you realize you are the part of the humanity, first you have to realize that you are part of the humanity. Then you have to realize you are the part of our solar system, because Earth is also part of our solar system. Then you have to realize you are the part of the entire universe. It goes like that. When you realize that, automatically the love nature enters us, because there is no separation here. There is no comparison here. There is nothing like great. There is nothing like small. There is nothing like religion. There is nothing like sect or cult. Nothing is there, because we are all one. That is what we call the brotherhood of man and the fatherhood of God. That's it. The fatherhood of God and the brotherhood of man. Man means woman and man combined together. Don't think there is no woman here. Because brotherhood of man means man and woman. Both are the same at that point. It is not differentiation of sex. Woman and man. That's it. Female principle and the male principle, in the beginning they are one. After that, for the creation purpose, they are separated into two. That's it. In the beginning, it is one. You know about the Old Testament, Adam and Eve. Only first man was born, and from his rib, from his left side, the God has created the woman. Before that, both are one. So, okay, we should not go into that this thing. Come to the point. The purpose of the meditation in the occultism is to feel ourselves as the part of the whole. Whole means W-H-O-L-E, not H-O-L-E. We are the part of the whole, W-H-O-L-E. You have to meditate that. Close your eyes and feel you are the part of that. Then, what to do? When you feel you are the part of the whole thing, first, and you're part of the humanity, then what happens? You try to help others. When somebody is feeling a pain, you also feel a pain there. When somebody is in need, you feel like helping them. As if you are helping your sisters and brothers and mother and father or friends, whatever it may be. Whoever is there suffering in any part of the world, you feel like you are suffering. The word in English is compassion. Universal love. That is what Lord Buddha and Lord Jesus, they said, they taught us. The compassion and love. It will come from you when there is a need. It will come automatic. You will not think about anything. You just jump to help the people without any expectations. Without any distinction of any race, creed, or nationality, or religion, nothing else. This is the purpose of the true spiritual man or woman. This is the way to live a spiritual life. This is what the elders say. That's why, and that's why to give this wisdom, all the masters, they trained their disciples. In their turn, they trained their disciples. They wrote so many books. They have given a lot of practices. The purpose of all these practices is to develop a love in our side. Without that love, without that compassion, without a concern about our fellow beings, without a care about our fellow beings, without any expectations, there is no meaning of spiritual practice and there is no meaning of spiritual life. So let us then, anyhow, we have to practice something in our life to keep ourselves active inside and outside. And I explained to you many practices. Today, I explained to you a simple breathing, a very, very simple breathing. All of you know that. But the method to do that very simple practice of pranayama, everything will be changed. That is what I will explain to you now. This is not at all a pranayama. It is just breathe in and breathe out. It is so simple. We just breathe in and breathe out. Same process. There is no change here, but there is a small shift inside of you. It will change everything. I will tell you that, and then I will go to the sign Virgo. We inhale, we exhale. Breathe in and breathe out. All of you know that. So generally in the yoga schools, they say when you breathe in, they ask you to put your mind here at the nostril, because we have to breathe from here. So breathing here, we have to put our mind here, focus on the breathing, and go inside along with the breath. When you are breathing in, they put your mind here at the bottom of your nose, because you are breathing from there, and then breathe from there and go with along with your inhalation. Again, when you are breathing out, just with your mind, just make your mind follow the breathe out. This is the very common practice you do. I need not explain about it. Here, this is the, when you practice the pranayama, your mind should be here at the bottom of the nose. When you practice the meditation, for example, then your mind should not be at the bottom of the bottom of the nose. It should be the top of the nose, the brow center. The breathing, in the breathing, your mind should be here. From here, go in and go out. When you go to the meditation, your mind should be at your brow center, not here. This, all of you know that, and we discussed about it many times. We practice, we are all practicing. So I am not going to explain that, but I am telling you how to start the process. So this is the process what we do. Here now we are going to change the process. We are not, we are going to change the process means don't think you have to breathe from your mouth. The breathing process is same, but the feel inside, now I will explain what to do. The Indian scripture says the exhalation, the breathing out of the God is the creation. When you breathe out, all the creation come out from him. You understand? You try to understand. It is a very small, subtle thing I am going to explain to you. You just look at me and listen to me. When the God breathe out, the creation come into existence. When the God breathe in, all the creation goes into him as dissolution. It is just opposite to us. You understand what I am telling? It's opposite to our practice. When God breathes out, creation comes out, we will be there. When God breathes in, all the creation again going to the dissolution. Then he called as Shiva. When God breathes out, he is called as Lord Vishnu, Lord of Parvation, Lord Shiva, Lord of dissolution. When the thought come to breathe out, he is called Brahma, the creator. We play the three roles in our life every second. We, as a creator, we feel like breathing out and we feel like breathing in and stay there for some time. That means you are playing the role of Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara. Lord Brahma is the creator, Lord Vishnu is the permeation of pervasion, or Lord Shiva is the culmination of dissolution. We are all playing the role of these three deities. Okay, leave it there. When you come to us, your breathing in is your life. You are breathing the prana. You are breathing the life. We are breathing the oxygen. That's why we are living in this world. We are doing in the opposite direction. We are breathing in means we are breathing the life force. The breathing out means what is not necessary for us in our body, the gases, which are not useful to us, we generally breathe out. The system will breathe out. You see, it is just opposite. His breathing in is our creation. His breathing out is creation. His breathing in is the resolution. Our breathing is our life. Our breathing out is you are throwing out what we don't want. We have to join this. This is the purpose of this practice, what I am going to explain to you now. If you practice this, it's a very, very, very simple practice. Just breathe in and breathe out. That's it. Do not be changed. No change at all. The way you breathe in, the way you breathe out changes now. Okay. When you breathe in, feel like. So I will explain to you one more thing, and then I will go to that. It will be much more easier to you. So we feel like, I explained to you many times. I am reminding you again. Then at least you will remember now. Because all these things you have to remember every time when you breathe. When you close your eyes, you have to remember all these things every time when you try to practice the breathings. I will remind you once again. There are two minds. One is the conscious mind, and there is the supra-conscious mind. What is conscious mind? Now I am talking to you. You are listening to me. You are trying to understand. I am trying to explain. So we do something. We want something. All these things are connected with our conscious mind. All these things are connected with our conscious mind. Reading some books, understand some books, doing the meditation, also our conscious mind. That's the problem. When you are doing the meditation with the conscious mind, all the time it goes away, goes away, goes away, goes away, expecting something else, something else, something else, something else. All the time wanting something, wanting something, wanting something. There is no end to it. If you read 100 books, we feel like reading 101 book. We practice 100 techniques. We try to get 101 technique because it is connected with the conscious mind. All the time we are working with it in our family, in our job, in our business, even in our spiritual stuff, even in reading the books, whatever it is. But when you are sleeping, what happens? The conscious mind also sleeps. It also sleeps. It is not sleeping means you are also not sleeping. When conscious mind is awake means we cannot sleep. So we are sleeping means it is also sleeping with us. Along is also sleeping along with us. If it's not, if you have a lot of worries in the mind, for example, you cannot sleep. All the time you are thinking about something unsolved problem. We cannot sleep. There's a big argument in the house. We cannot sleep. Lot of ill health. We cannot sleep. The big fight. We cannot sleep. That is the conscious mind. No, we are sleeping, for example. Conscious mind also sleeping. Then, even then, the breathings are going on. Heart is working. Blood circulation is going on. Digestion is going on. Everything is going on. Nothing is stopped. Who is doing that? That is the supra-conscious mind. That is not our mind. This is the mind of the universe. This is the creation of that mind is the creation of the God. This is our creation. This conscious mind is our creation. That is not in our hands. It will not follow our rules. It works on its own. That mind is not at all concerned with us. That's why Master E.K. always jokes that mind, which is working when we are sleeping, all the time working, not sleeping. Even when I am talking to you, who is breathing from inside? That mind is doing that. When you are eating, who is digesting inside? Who is throwing the unnecessary stuff outside? It is our mind. No. That mind works 24 hours from the birth till the death. It is working and working and working and working, but we are not aware of that. We are aware of that our conscious mind only. To surrender this conscious mind to the supra-conscious mind, that is the main purpose of yoga. To take this monkey mind and surrender this monkey mind to the supra-conscious mind. That is what we call surrenderance, what we call submission, what we call realization, what we call be with oneness. So, here what I wanted to tell you, don't all the time focus on this conscious mind. You have to, when you are working, you have to focus, you have to work with it. You are reading, you have to work with it. But our main goal is to be one, to take this mind to that mind. That first you understand that. You understand that first. Realize that mind and go beyond. Then it will take you to the upper chambers, to the higher chambers, to the higher planes. First you have to step into that plane that is in our hands only. Then the real master come to us. He will allow us, he will open the doors then, not now. At this stage, they will not open the doors to us. Even though we practice for 20 years or 30 years, no gates will be opened. When once this mind stops working and it goes to that mind, and we are staying there, then the higher chambers will be open to us. So this the phenomenon you have to understand. Okay, this mind, my conscious mind is responsible for my job, for my earning, for my living in the physical world. They earn some money to be happy, they're comfortable to buy a house, all these things. But we are living in this world means with life. This mind is not responsible. That mind is responsible. We have to keep that mind all the time in our mind. So how to catch that mind? How to take our mind into that? This is all the time I used to explain to you in our classes. Close your eyes and observe your breathing. From where it is starting, from where it is coming, from where who is breathing in and who is breathing out. What is the center inside? To do the breathings is called pranayama. To observe your breathings and go back and locate the center from where breathing out and breathing in is going on, that is the meditation. We do ourselves the breathing practices, that is pranayama. Without doing any breathing practices, just keep quiet and allow the breathings to go on their own, and try to be one with the breathings and observe the breathings, and slowly go inside from where they are starting, from where they are coming out, from where they are coming in. It is called centripetal and centrifugal phenomenon. These are pulsations like this. One pulsation is breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. This pulsation you will find in your heart, in every cell of your body, in every atom in the universe. It pulsates like this. It pulsates like this. We should understand the pulsation inside. Now, if you understand this phenomenon, you can go into the next chamber. Even now itself, you can go into the next chamber. Then, you have to practice it continuously. Lie down on the bed, and you need not sit comfortably, and lie down on the bed and put your mind on the breathings. Try to observe the breathings, how they are going on, coming in, going out, coming in, going out. Do it very slowly and observe that, and then go to sleep. Or if at all, if you are awake, and try to find out from where it is coming, where it is going. Then what happens, after a few months or few years, or this birth or next birth, I don't know. It depends upon their sincerity of practice. You know what happens? Your mind will merge in the breathings, and breathings they will merge in your mind. The wonderful relationship, wonderful friendship with the breathings, a friendship with the swan, two-winged swan, a friendship with inside, indwellers. Breathing should be merged in the mind, and mind will be merged in the breathings. These two things should happen simultaneously. Then the next door will be open. The next door will be opened next. So, okay, I stop here. Then I will go to the practice side. All these, unless you keep all these things in your mind, we cannot go further and further. I'm telling you very frankly, we have to, whenever we are doing anything, we should know why, what for we are doing, what is behind it, how it will drive us to where. We have to know that. If you wanted to go to some place, you fix a GPS, you see. Why GPS? Why you fix a GPS? Because without going into some other directions, because we are new to the roads, we are new to the destination, we put the GPS. It will direct you, go from this side, this side, this side, this side, this side. Finally, you are at the destination. The final thing comes and stops. GPS stops because you are at the final destination. That's how we have to get the direction from inside. That's how we have to find the direction from the, all the masters, they find the direction from inside. From their master inside. We can also do that. So, before completing this session, before entering into Sign Virgo, how to breathe in, how to breathe out, I will explain. The practice side I will explain 2 minutes. I will take, I took a lot of time for the explanation. For the practice, I will take just 2 or 3 minutes. What to do? To put the mind here? No. To put the mind here? No. To put the mind here? No. Where to put the mind? Close your eyes and feel like the air or oxygen or life or prana coming from the one God, the one consciousness or one universe or the big space, everything is same. I will tell you one simple sentence of Master E.K. It is like a mantra. A very simple sentence. I never read this sentence in any book. Whether in Madame Blavatsky or maybe it is there, I don't know. I did not read all the Blavatsky books. I did not read all the Alice Sebelius books. I read so many books. But it's a wonderful scientific statement, you know. The explanation about soul and spirit. You know what he said, you know, Master E.K. The space inside of you is the soul. The space outside of you is the spirit. That's it. The space inside is called the soul. The space outside is called the spirit. That's it. Finish. All the Vedas, all the scriptures, all the sadhanas, all the practices, all the philosophies, everything should be part of the one single sentence statement. That's the beauty of Master E.K.'s teachings. So a space inside, a space outside, in between we are there as individuals. If we remove this, if we remove this I am, a small I am, space inside and space outside both are one. This is the thing all the time we have to remember. We are not separate from him. He is not separate from us. Only separation is our feeling of I am, our individuality, our personality. That's why Indian scriptures, Lord Krishna says, surrender yourself. Surrender yourself. To whom? To the space, to the big I am, to the God consciousness. Surrender your individual consciousness to the God consciousness. Surrender the individual consciousness. Surrender the ego. Surrender the personality. Surrender yourself. How to do it with the breathing? That is what I am going to explain to you now. This explanation is, I think it is more than enough. Now I am going to explain to you how to do this when you are breathing in and breathing out. When you are breathing in, feel like you are breathing the entire universe or God consciousness into yourself. Even though the breathing is going from the nostril, but you feel like you are breathing in the entire universe into yourself. You are breathing in what God is breathing out. You catch the point. You are breathing in what God is breathing out. So you are breathing in the God consciousness. When you are breathing out, feel like you are entering, you are breathing out to the universe. That is, He is breathing in. This has to, we have to remember that when you breathe in, when you breathe out, you have to remember that. You are breathing in means you are breathing in His breathing out. God's breathing out means you are breathing in. You are breathing in all His love. Because He is the Creator. You are breathing in all His kindness. You are breathing in all His compassion. You are breathing all His energy, all His force, all His willpower. You are breathing in. You are breathing out. What you are breathing out? Don't think you are breathing out carbon dioxide. You are breathing out nitrogen. You are breathing out hydrogen. Don't think like that. That is the lower class standard school. We are not there. We are in the university now. You are breathing out means you are entering into the God consciousness. That's it. You are breathing the God consciousness. When you are breathing out means you are entering into the God consciousness. Breathing in the God consciousness, you are breathing out, you are again entering into the God consciousness. There is a separation now. Here there is no separation. You are breathing Him, you are breathing in Him, you are breathing out Him. This is how we have to identify ourselves with the God consciousness with a simple technique of pranayama. If you do this after the class, you close your eyes and try to breathe in as if the feeling you are breathing the entire. That's why we invoke Master CV's prayer. We do it regularly. Please let me receive the influx of the plenty of prana into my system. We invoke this every time whenever we do the prayer. Master, please let me receive the influx of the plenty of prana into my system, that I may resist disease, decay, and death. Realize the pure love, the highest truth, the bliss of existence. What for? To serve humanity according to thy, means your plan, not my plan. The one of the most powerful cosmic invocations. What we do every day after the prayer. This is what we are doing with the breathing in. We are breathing in the entire universe or entire love and compassion and will and everything into us. When you are breathing out, we are entering into Him. We are coming out of Him. We are entering into Him. This is the way you have to create a God awareness in ourselves every minute. Then when we go to the sleep, then we cannot breathe in and we cannot breathe out. That is in His hands. Before going to sleep, before going into sleep, you stop everything and you decide yourself to go to sleep, and then you make a affirmation or promise or request to God. I am going to sleep. I submit myself to you, and you can use my vehicle as you like. That's it. You're going to go to the sleep. That's the best sleep. When you get up from the bed, immediately close your eyes and say, oh my God, thank you very much. Because of you, again, I have come into the life. How to go to the sleep, how to get out of the sleep. These two things we have to do. The practice from now on, whenever you breathe like that. Whenever you breathe in, you breathe like that. Whenever you breathe out, you breathe out like that. One day, definitely you will feel not only the nostrils, every part, every cell of our body, they take the air inside. You will get that experience. You will get the feeling. You feel like the entire, the oxygen or whatever it may be, it come, every cell of your body, it will take the air inside. Whatever there is not useful for a thing, everything will be thrown out. And then, if you remember what I explained about the sun meditation, when you breathe the sunlight into you, if you practice this pranayama, and then if you practice invoke the sunlight into yourself, then the sunlight will come much more into your system. The both are interrelated. The two practices are interrelated. Remember that. This is the practice what I explained today morning to my students in India. And generally I do these practices whenever you can ask me who told this. This is not from my books. After the meditation, after the everyday's prayer, generally this is my colleagues or myself, or it may be who are trained by the master. Generally, teacher will be here, the guru will be here inside. After the prayer, generally we get something out of, we get some information from inside, some practice from inside. Already we read about that. Even though we read about that, even though we know about it, even though we learned from the other masters, from the lectures, that is not enough. It will stay in our as an intellectual stuff. It will stay in us as an information. Whatever you learn, whatever you hear, whatever you listen, whatever you read, we know it as an information. But what happens, when we are so sincere about it, it will go inside. It will merge in yourself. Stay there for some time. One fine morning, either after the meditation, after getting up from the bed, or when you are sleeping, or when you are doing something, doing some pranayama, it will come from inside. Then it is yours. It is no more an information. It will become a live practice to us. It has to come from within. It should not come from here. It will come from here. We listen with the ears, to understand with the mind, and we keep the information. It will be information will be kept with us. It has to come from inside. All these things, generally what I explain, I'm telling you very frankly, whatever I explain in my classes, anywhere, I explain out of my practices. Whatever I receive from inside, from the master, I try to explain to you in a simple way, in a comfortable way, to make you practice without much tension, without much stress and strain. That's it. Okay. Any doubts? I will explain to you about Virgo just for 10 minutes and I will close it. Any doubts now? Any doubts? And you can unmute your mic and you can speak. If you wanted to speak, you can unmute your Sonia. So you can unmute your mic, and if you want to speak, you can unmute. No questions? No. No. Okay. Then I will go to Virgo in a simple this thing.